as it's a 2-1 count for Vasquez.
Huge inning for the Blue Sox here, George. 6 runs here in the third. 10 hits.
Maldonado delivers a 2-1 as that was upstairs. Hitters count for Vasquez 3-1.
Have to think this is the last batter for Maldonado. Danger of batting around.
Here's a 3-1. That's to be ball number 4.
And that'll be it.
As that breaks up a 7-hit streak in this inning for the Blue Sox with that walk there from Maldonado. But new pitcher coming out when we return. Welcome back. We have a new pitcher on the mound. That's going to be Avery Hubbard. He's going to be on the hill. Maldonado, after a very long bottom of the third inning, is going to come out of the ball game. And filling in for Hubbard over in right field is going to be Weinstein.
Yeah, not a command problem, really. I mean, 3 walks. Just hit hard by the Blue Sox here. And they're batting around in the third. Lawton started off this inning with a ground out to third. Uh-oh.
As that is going to be some trouble there. As a throw from Rodman as Rojas was going to steal. Gets past Walker over at third and the King over at left field, which now extends the lead 9-2 here in the ballgame. Nash, we started the bottom of the third inning, tied up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, and there were 2 outs with nobody on. And it's been just an incredible run for the Blue Sox since then. And just 1 walk.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting the ball in play, a bunch of hits. Now 10 hits on the day.
Hubbard going to step off, as now over on second is Vasquez, who was walked, and it was the last batter for Maldonado.
Lawton, one of those 10 hits for the Blue Sox.
0-1 the count for him. 1-1 the count, excuse me.
A ball on the throwdown. Steal of third.
2 outs. Lawton was a first out of this inning. And here we are seeing him for the second time, as it's going to be a 1-2 count for him.
5 singles and then 2 doubles all in a row. They do have a lot of good right-handed hitters in this lineup. I think that's part of it. Against the left-handed starter, now another lefty in Hubbard.
Hubbard awaits the signs. Here's a 1-2 kick. As that's way inside. 2-2 the count. With Vasquez on second, scoring position. A very long bottom of the third inning. It was a back and forth ball game where both teams were scoring some runs. Tied up at 2 coming into this inning, as that's going to be a breaking ball in the dirt. Count is full.
May on deck, he's got a hit, and then Hathaway. After May, Hathaway, of course, started this thing. Hard hit single to left.
As that is going to be fouled off. Count still is full. Everybody on this Blue Sox lineup has recorded a hit.
Wow.
As here's a full count. That's going to be ball number 4. Lawton going to take a free base. There's only 1 strikeout.
Yeah, you could tell. Not a ton of swing and miss for Maldonado in his start.
For the second time today, it's going to be May. With 2 outs.
Nice little wave from our buddy Hathaway. Said on yesterday's broadcast, he brought us chocolates. All the interns.
I
when
do
they
remember
checked
that,
in,
yes. 2 outs, 2 runners on. The pitch there from Hubbard inside for a strike. May, 1 for 2 in the ballgame, had a base hit and flew out in the third when we first saw him. And that was a second out. Here's the pitch there from Hubbard.
Just
out
missed.
and away, yeah.
Yeah, just missed.
Two runners on for the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the third inning. Vasquez on second, Lawton, as that's going to be hit right up the middle over to Yoshida, who's going to toss it up to Frazier. And after a very long bottom of the third inning, we are now going to transition top of the fourth inning when we return. Welcome back, PSCL action after a very long bottom of the third inning. As that hit there from Gruska popped up into the air, and Gulo tracking it down in the left center for the first out.
Yeah, the Bombers were in the field for a very long time. We're going to project it for 45 minutes in the field.
Felt like it.
And if you are in the heart of this order, I would take some pitches.
So here's the pitch there from Gamino. Going to be inside.
Yeah, here's Aiden Weinstein, who checked in for Yoshida. Subs are in.
As that's ripped right into the glove over a Gonzalez at third. Quick 2 outs. Very reminiscent of the top of the first inning when it was just like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings up Young to the plate. He was able to get on base off of an error in the top of the second inning. Only time we saw him in today's ball game. 1-0 is the count for him with Holland on deck. One-0 from Gamino. Gonna get right off the glove of Rojas, who's behind the plate catching. 2-0 is the count with 2 outs. We started off the bottom of the third inning with 2 quick outs and then 7 straight hits from Blue Sox batters before Vasquez was walked. Here's the 2-0. Upstairs, the count is now 3-0 for Young.
A lot of ways, Young has been the most productive player for the Bombers. He's pitched very well. He's been good at the plate. He's reached in 3 out of 4, I believe, plate appearances now.
Here's a 3-0 from Gamino. That's going to get it in the upstairs corner for strike 1. Young, not too thrilled with the call there.
Yeah.
He was getting ready to get his free base, but he's still up in the count 3-1 with 2 outs.
He's actually reached in all 3 of his plate appearances this year.
Gonna foul that one back. Count is now full.
And on the mound, Young is dominated. 12 innings, 1 earned run, 13 strikeouts, just 4 walks, 0.75 ERA. Quite the weapon for this Bombers club.
Full count for Young with 2 outs.
Yeah, Camino can just attack now. It's a 7-run lead.
As that's going to be ripped right up over to Gonzalez at third. The throw is out and away. Got off the glove of May. As the throw was a little out in front of him.
Reached on error twice, George. ROE. And at least get an opportunity for Holland here, who's been their leader in RBI this year. Grounded out to short in his first plate appearance.
Count is as Holland. He grounded out his first plate appearance in the second inning. 2 outs, 1 runner on for the Bombers. It's 2 quick outs to start off the top of the 4th inning. Holland at the plate. Gonna get a piece of the ball there.
He was
Count
on that.
1-1.
Yeah, he was on that, George. I think he swung over the top of it, but he was on that fastball down and in. Holland, big left-handed hitter, imposing in the box.
Here's a 1-1. Pitch gonna be upstairs from Gamino. As Holland's up in the count 2-1.
Holland, freshman at Chaffey College. 6'4", 265. First baseman.
Here's a 2-1. That's going to get away from Rojas. Young going to advance to second, putting him in scoring position now. Three-one the count for Holland.
Batting average on balls in play for the Blue Sox, 556. So nearly 56% of the balls in play have not been converted into outs. And usually the average is about 300, George, so that is extremely high.
3-1, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Count is now full for the first baseman.
And I would agree that the Bombers got BABIP'd, meaning there was a lot of soft contact, balls that found holes.
Popped up into the air over in the left center. That's going to drop for a base hit for Holland as Young going to come in to score.
Yep, 4th run driven in by Holland this year. Hit to the opposite field, right in the gap.
Bombers trail now by 6 runs after Young comes in to score.
Courtesy runner at first for Holland. Looks like Yoshida is going to run.
Ryan Oso warming up in the Blue Sox bullpen. As here's a pitch from Gamino. Going to be out and away, 1-0. For Walker, who's at the plate. He grounded out in his first plate appearance in the 2nd inning. 2 outs, 1 runner on. Here's a 1-0. Swung on and missed. As the count is now 1-1. So first 2 batters here in the top of the 4th inning flew out and lined out. And then Young reached off of an error and then a base hit for Holland. A big swing and a miss there for Walker. He's down in the count 1-2. As that's going to get away from Rojas.
Yoshida moves up to second on a wild pitch. The Bombers could match their season high with 4 runs if they can get Yoshida home here. About 40 minutes left of gameplay. Plenty of baseball to be played here.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping to get through 7. I'll guess that we get through 6, George.
I think that's a good prediction. As that's going to be cracked up over to Vasquez at second. Over to May for out number 3 before any more damage was done there. As the Bombers are able to score 1 run, Young comes in to score. However, the Blue Sox still lead 9-3. Bottom of the 4th when we return. Welcome back. Historic Palm Springs Stadium. Thank you for tuning in with us this afternoon. George Hathaway alongside with me, Nash Walker. Tavin Hathaway leading things off here, bottom of the 4th inning. And he is 1 for 2 on the day, base hit in the 3rd, scored a run there as well. Avery Hubbard still on the hill. As here's a pitch, swung on and miss.
That big 3rd inning started with a Hathaway single with 2 outs. With 2 strikes, hit a ball to left, and the rest is history. 11 men came up to bat. The Blue Sox took a commanding 9-2 lead. The Bombers got one back in the top of the 4th, but here's Hathaway again. Good pitch.
Count is now 0-2. Breaking ball on the outside edge gets inside. Yeah, after Hathaway started things off, the Sox became hot, Nash.
There it is.
Here's the 0-2 from Hubbard. Check swing. They said he did go, as that is going to be strike number 3. First strikeout for Hubbard. Second one we've seen.
Yep, just the second
from
one I was
the
going to
Bombers.
say. Only 2 strikeouts all day from the Blue Sox lineup. On the season, you look at the strikeout leaders in the PSCL. The Coyotes have struck out 57 times. The Blue Sox near the bottom at 42.
1-0 the count. Christian Angulo, he's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Of course, he had a base hit, scored a run in the 3rd inning. 2-0 the count for Angulo. He's over in center field this afternoon for the Blue Sox.
Blue Sox gonna improve on their numbers. Will be hard to catch the Lumberjacks, hitting .401 as a team with an OPS over 1,000. But the Blue Sox figure to move into second place over the Chill in some offensive categories after this onslaught, especially in the 3rd inning.
Angulo up at the count 3-1 after that pitch got inside for a strike.
Blue Sox lead the league in runs scored.
Adding to that total today, as that's going to be dropped by Frazier at second, who just could not get a squeeze of the leather. And Angulo going to advance off an error.
E4, the 5th error of the day for the Bombers. Again, unlike them, it's 6 total errors. 4 total errors coming into this game in 13 1/3 innings. So it's uncharacteristic.
With 1 out, 1 runner on, it's Queimada. He's at the plate. Hubbard check back over. Short lead for Angulo. And it's Queimada. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. Has 2 runs as well. Hubbard the lefty. Check back over again. Angulo dives safe over at first, hugging the base. Three-stride lead for Angulo over on first. Hubbard looks over. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat, upstairs 1-0.
I do think there's something to the left-handedness of the Bombers. They've thrown 2 left-handed pitchers, and this Blue Sox lineup is very right-handed. And I think they're seeing these lefties extremely well, as you'd expect.
Check back over once again.
But George, the Bombers came into this game with an ERA under 2.5 at 2.41. So it's a credit to the Blue Sox for jumping on them. It's a good pitching staff.
Here's a 1-0. Upstairs again, count 2-0 for Queimada.
And not just the hits, but also the takes. They're not waving. They're not swinging and missing. They're making the Bombers come to them.
Here's a 2-0 pitch, upstairs 3-0. Good eye there from Queimada. All those pitches from Hubbard being way upstairs, making Robin have to jump up and grab them. 3-0 is a count. Here's a pitch. That's inside for strike one. On deck, it's Murata. With one out, one runner on, check back over. As Angulo safe over there again. As that's going to be ball number 4. And after a very long at-bat, it felt like Quemada getting his free base. And he's on base for the 3rd time today. With Murata stepping into the batter's box now. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game, lined out in the 2nd inning. And of course, he had a base hit, scored a run in the 3rd.
Quemada came into this game 2 for 5. Been hit by 2 pitches, walked 3 times. 583 on base percentage, and now he's reached it all 3. So he's going to be enjoying that number after this game when that goes into the system tomorrow.
Breaking ball down low, count 1-0. With 1 out, 2 runners on. Angulo in scoring position on second.
This part of the lineup has wreaked havoc on Bombers pitching so far today.
Here's a 1-0.
Looked pretty good.
Very solid pitch. Looked like it just hit the outside corner. 50-50 ball, painting the edges. 2-0 is the count for Murata. Hubbard looks back over on second, delivers a 2-0. Upstairs, 3-0 is the count now. Robman leaped up to grab that one. One out here, bottom of the 4th inning. And it's the Blue Sox have a commanding 9-3 lead over the Bombers here in PSCL action this afternoon. It's going to get inside for strike 1. Colt is on deck with 1 out. As if you're Murata, you want to avoid anything on the ground that'd force a double play, but doesn't have to worry about that because bases are now loaded. 2nd straight batter walked. Angulo on 3rd, Quemada on 2nd, and Murata, he's over on 1st.
Good spot for Colt here, who's already reached twice.
Scored a run as well in that very lengthy bottom of the 3rd inning. As that's going to be chopped up, through for a base hit. And Angulo going to come in to score for the Blue Sox, which puts them up 10-3 in the ball game. Bases still loaded, RBI single there for Colt.
From the 6th spot on in this lineup, George, 8 runs. That's actually from the 5 spot on. From the 5 spot on, 8 runs. 8 of their 10 runs. And Rojas has scored the other 2 from the leadoff spot.
Very productive bottom half of the order for the Blue Sox. That's what you want to see.
Deep. It's a deep lineup.
Here's a 1-0 from Hubbard. Upstairs, 2-0 the count for Serpa. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Had a huge double in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And also scored a run there as well.
A hard hit ball. There's another one.
Another one that's going to get underneath the glove of Walker. As coming in to score is Quemada for the 3rd time this ball game, which now puts the Blue Sox up 11-3 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bases still loaded.
12 hits in the 4th. He's just jumping. And that's Serpa's 2nd hard hit ball of the day.
Which brings up the leadoff man, Rojas. He's gotten on base all 3 at-bats. 4th time we're seeing him here today. 1-0 is the count. He was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, scored a run, then had a base hit in the 2nd, and a huge double and scored a run in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-0. Gonna get inside. Fastball there. 1-1 the count.
Good one from Hubbard. Feels like he hasn't gotten some calls. Again, these balls are just finding grass.
As that one is going to be out of play right inside the dugout of the Bombers. 1-2 the count for Rojas. One out, bases are loaded here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Very reminiscent of that bottom half of the 3rd as well. 1-2 is a count for Rojas, a leadoff man. For the Blue Sox this afternoon, here's a 1-2 from Hubbard. He kicks and deals. Breaking ball 2-2. Here's a 2-2 from Hubbard. Upstairs, count is full.
Don't want to walk in any runs here. They've avoided that today.
Vasquez is on deck in the circle with 1 out. Bases loaded. Here's the 3-2. As that's going to get Rojas looking for strike 3, out number 2.
Couldn't make up his mind on that one. 3rd strikeout of the day for the Bombers. And Vasquez, as you mentioned, George, the only guy in this lineup without a hit today, has a chance for a big one here.
That pitch going to get it inside. 0-1 the count. Hubbard seems to have found his rhythm the last few pitches. And much needed as he's trying to get out of this funk with bases loaded and 2 outs. As that's hit right up into the air, dead center. And that is going to be out number 3. Going to retire the inning, leaving bases loaded. However, 2 runs are able to come in to score in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that puts the Blue Sox up 11-3, top of the 5th inning. Due up next when we return. Cooper Winton going to be pinch hitting for Maccabee here at the top of the 5th inning.
Against Osso. And Ryan Osso has not pitched this year for the Blue Sox, making his debut on the mound.
There's a pitch there from Oso inside. 0-1 is the count.
Winton for the Bombers checking in. He's 1 for 10 on the season.
Here's the 0-1, going to be fouled back.
Winton, Cooper Winton, 1 for 10, been hit by a pitch, couple strikeouts. Sacrifice bunt.
Here's the 0-2 from Oso. That's going to be ripped right into foul territory. May attempting to get over there, but just could not do so in time.
And 2 hits for the Bombers, and unfortunately that's been the trend this season for the Yellow Squad.
Julian Gonzalez on deck for the Bombers, as that is going to get Winton right in the back shoulder blade there. So puts him on first.
Gonna bring up Gonzalez.
He's going to be pinch hitting for Frazier.
Julian Gonzalez, 1 for 8, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. That 1 hit was a single.
Oso, no outs. Here's the pitch. As Winton going to go over to second. And he is safe over there after he's able to steal.
A little more aggression on the base pass from the Bombers. Mentioned coming in. Had only attempted 5 steals. They've been caught 4 times. But I believe they're 2 for 2 today, according to my book.
I have the same thing, Nash. 2
Oh, good to hear.
steals for the Bombers. The 0-1, breaking ball downstairs, 1-1's the count. No outs here. Top of the 5th inning. Blue Sox have a commanding 11-3 lead over the Bombers. And there's a pitch from Oso, fouled back, 1-2.
You can build if you're the Bombers. Not going to win this game, but you can build offensively, put together some good at-bats, battle, use that momentum into your next game.
1-2 is the count. Popped up over. That's going to drop for a base hit. Winton, they're waving him in on home. As he's going to walk in untouched. An RBI single there for Gonzalez.
Matching a season high in runs. The Bombers with 4. And that's what I mean. Just battle. Build some momentum for the rest of the season. Just getting started here in the PSCL. Still none down. Get a rally going.
No outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Aiden Weinstein at the plate. He's going to be pinch hitting in for Hubbard, who's pitching for the Bombers.
Ooh.
As he's going to hit that one up high over deep right center. And getting underneath that one is Colt for the first out of the inning. Gonzalez going to stay where he is over on first.
Pretty hard hit into the air. Just got under it a little bit. And King, who's single back in the 3rd, will get another chance here. Activity in the Blue Sox bullpen. It's Matt Gorham, who's been outstanding. 8 innings, worked as kind of a quasi-closer for the Blue Sox, just starting to get warm, the lefty.
Gonzalez with the 3-stride lead over there. Here's the 0-1 from Oso upstairs. 1-1 the count. One out here. On top of the 5th inning. Here's a 1-1 from Ryan Oso. Going to
nice.
breaking ball inside.
Nasty. Breaker there. Sliding action.
Full slate of PSCL games here at Palm Springs Stadium, and then over in the turf field over right field.
7 days a week.
As that's coming back.
Christian.
towards our way.
Close to the PA box, George, but not quite.
One came in the PA box during a Palm Springs Power game, put a dent into the wall. 1-2 is the count for King. Here's a pitch from Oso, line back, still staying alive, 1-2, with Julian Gonzalez over there on first. Still 1-2 count with one out, top of the fifth inning. Oso, he's on the hill, kicks and deals a 1-2. Breaking ball is going to get away from Rojas. He's going to keep that one in his back pocket. Gonzalez now on second in scoring position. They've already scored one run. That was Winton coming in. But the Bombers are still down 4-11 against the Blue Sox.
Credit to the Bombers not giving up here. Try to put together some good at-bats. It's admirable here in the waning innings of this game. May get one more opportunity after this inning.
Curveball. Going to get King looking for strike number 3.
Good one.
2 outs now here in the top of the fifth inning.
Bombers have only struck out twice, George. It's the second strikeout of the game. So putting the ball in play, drawing some walks. Not overly hard contact. Here's Del Villar. Checking in for Rodman. Rodman 0 for 2.
Oso looking back at second to Gonzalez. The pitch popped up into the air as that is going to be out of play. 0-1 the count for Del Villar.
Hit the top of the tent down there and rolled back. I wondered if May makes that catch over at first off the tent, what the call is, but we don't have to worry about it.
0-1 is the count with 2 outs. Del Villar at the plate. Runner in scoring position, that's Gonzalez. Chopped right up over into the glove of Vasquez at second. The throw is in time to May. A little high, but still able to get the third out of the inning. As we now go to the bottom half of the fifth inning, when we return, Blue Sox are up 11-4. Welcome back. Hubbard still on the hill for the Bombers as they still trail by 7 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pinch hitting, it's going to be Singh at the plate. Lawton finished the day, getting on base twice and grounded out.
Matthew Singh, 4 for 10 on the season. 4 runs driven in, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. It seems like up and down this Blue Sox lineup, even into their bench today. Super tough. Everybody's got multiple hits. And now everybody who's gotten a plate appearance this year does have a hit. Tavin Hathaway was the last one. He got it this afternoon to spur that 3rd inning rally and put the Blue Sox up big.
3-1 count for Singh. First time we're seeing him today. On deck, it's Jeremy Giesick for the Blue Sox. Breaking ball, ball 4. So leadoff walk for Singh. As Jeremy Giesick stepping into the batter's box now for the first time today. Pinch hitting for Troy May, who went 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
Giesick 4 for 14, 4 singles, 3 runs driven in, 7 strikeouts.
No outs as that's popped up deep into center field. Winton is going to get over his head. He's chasing back at the warning track. Singh going to be held up over at third, as that's going to be a double there for Jeremy Giesick.
We'll wait on the exit velo. That thing was hit hard.
No outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Tavin Hathaway, he's at the plate.
88.2 off the bat.
That had some carry to it as well. Went all the way back to the warning track with no outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Hubbard breaking ball inside. Hathaway's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Had a base hit in the 3rd inning, scored a run, then struck out most recently in the 4th and flew out over to right field. That's popped up into the air. Weinstein tracking it under and tagging up is Singh and Giesick as a run's going to score for the Blue Sox here. Puts them up 12-4 here, bottom of the 5th inning. Giesick 90 feet away from home over on third with 1 out.
The Blue Sox do a lot of little things right as well. They get those runners in from third. Nice job by Hathaway. I think what will separate the Blue Sox here from elite status and beating teams like the Lumberjacks will be their pitching staff, but their offense, I think, is just as bit as good.
13 hits, 12 runs for the Blue Sox here. 1-1 is the count. For Christian Angulo, who's 2 for 3, has 2 runs as well, most recently advanced off an error. 1-2 the count now. With 1 out, here's a pitch from Hubbard. That's going to be ripped right up over to Frazier
Nobody
at
covering.
second.
Nobody covering.
Huge mistake there from the Bombers, which now puts 2 runners on.
And Giesick comes in to score on the play as well. So 13-4.
Quaimada at the plate has made on base 3 times and scored 3 runs. 0-1 the count. It will go down as a hit, because nobody was covering over on first.
14 hits, George, for the Blue Sox.
As that's going to be
15.
ripped into fair territory, trickling right down the left field line. Quaimada is going to have himself a double here. He's going to have more than that. He's
going to score.
King, that's an inside the park home run, Nash.
Wow.
King just kind of watched the ball trickle by, and Quaimada just kept going. He never stopped.
Yeah, weird play out in that corner. Ball died, and King took a while to go grab it. So 15-4 Blue Sox. It's the most runs I've seen so far this year, George. 15.
Same here, and off 15 hits. First, I've seen an inside the park home run as well, Nash. That went all the way down, right over to the sign over there that says Gurley. And there's going to be a new pitcher, and we're going to take a quick pause when we come back. And we're back. New pitcher on the mound for the Bombers.
Nate Bandura is on with one out here. He's gone 3 innings this year. Faced 12 batters, struck out 3, just 1 hit by pitch, 1 walk, and no earned runs. Opponent batting average of 200.
After an inside the park home run from Quaymata, the pitch is going to be batted over, and off the back foot is safe. It's Murata. Very great play from Bandura. Leaning back, able to make the throw. It was good accuracy, just the timing was off.
There's so many of those today for the Blue Sox. 16 hits now on the board in the bottom of the 5th inning. I mean, it's been incredible. Every ball they've hit feels like finds grass, finds dirt, doesn't find a glove, or is hit very hard.
3 strikeouts, too, for the Blue Sox in this ball game.
Gonzalez is in at second for the Bombers.
1-0 the count for Colts. With Serpa on deck, 1 out, 1 runner on for the Blue Sox, who have a commanding 15-4 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the check back over as Murata safe there.
Not a lot of subs for the Blue Sox. Singh came in for Lawton, Gisick for May.
The 1-0 going to be inside. 2-0 now is the count for Colts, who's been on base 3 times in the ball game and scored 1 run.
Murata moves up to second. They call it balk. A balk called there by the field umpire. Blue Sox with the merry-go-round around the bases today. 15 runs and 13 in the last 3 innings.
2-0 is the count. There's a pitch down and away. So Murata. He's over on second base after the balk with 1 out. Bandura delivers. That's going to be ball number 4. And Colt advancing over, gets his free base. For the 4th time today, we've seen him
reach
on the bases.
Yeah, impressive stuff from Colt. Even more impressive, he's batting 9th today. And that's just how this Blue Sox lineup operates. Call came in with a 385 on base percentage. That will surely improve. Make it over 500.
Pitch going to get inside. 0-1 the count for Serpa.
So when you look at 7, 8, 9, 10, George, just 2 outs today combined. 7, 8, 9, 10. A line out from Murata and a fly out from Serpa. And both of those were in the second inning.
Serpa had a huge double in the 3rd inning, able to score a run and had a base hit in the 4th. His 2 hits of the day. 0-2 is the count with 1 out, 2 runners on. The pitch from Bandura as Serpa goes down swinging.
Good pitch, and that's the first out past the 7 spot, 7, 8, 9, 10, since that second inning. That was the 12th plate appearance, so 11 of the 12 have reached. But a good pitch there from Bandura.
Jamal Ritter, he's at the plate.
Yeah, and Jamal starting on the bench. He had a heck of a game the other day.
As he's going to hit that one up deep. Winton tracking underneath that in center field for first pitch swing for out number 3. It's going to retire the side. As in the bottom of the 5th inning, 4 runs are able to come in and score for the Blue Sox. So we're waiting.
Discussing. Don't know if we'll play one more. And looks like not.
They're going to call the game. And the Blue Sox advance to 6-2 on the season after a 15-4 victory over the now 1-5 Bombers. They had 16 hits and 15 runs.
Incredible, yeah. That 3rd inning was fun to watch.